SCP-3693 Postscript Through a Glass, Darkly. This is the second part of the possible origin story of SCP-173, the sculpture. The first part, SCP-3220, the Panopticon II, covered an underground structure housing thousands of concrete sculptures, with only one missing, and a guard skeleton with a broken neck. SCP-3693, in turn, may uncover the force powering the sculpture, assuming that the stories are connected. SCP-3693 is 1.6 meter tall ceramic sculpture of a young woman of indeterminate age that can only be seen by observers when their eyes are closed. Despite being visible through closed eyelids, other barriers such as walls or doors will obstruct it either in part or whole. It is typically observed hovering several centimeters above ground, but will occasionally come to rest if it has not moved in some time. It is currently contained within a secure storage vault at Site-19. Due to the uncertain behavior of SCP-3693 and the inability of visual recording devices to perceive SCP-3693, the object is to be monitored at all times by a human observer through a windowed viewing station directly adjacent to its containment vault. Any changes in its behavior are to be reported to SCP-3693's containment specialist. When observed, SCP-3693 will quickly approach the observer, entering the nearest unobstructed space, up to several centimeters away, while turning to face them. Depending on the observer's height, SCP-3693 will move to hover at eye level. If the observer moves from their original position, with their eyes still closed, SCP-3693 will follow in front of them, maintaining the same distance at all times. Once the observer opens their eyes, SCP-3693 ceases all movement. Even when not seen, SCP-3693 occupies space and can be acted upon physically. It does not appear capable of moving through walls or interacting with doors. Subjects who observe SCP-3693 often report the feeling of being watched. Long-term exposure typically leads to moderate unease. SCP-3693 has taken no hostile action while in Foundation custody. This far you can tell that SCP-3693 is a pretty safe anomaly, but if you look at the containment class, you'll find it to be Euclid. Let's take a look at the discovery of SCP-3693 to see why. SCP-3693 was discovered in 1995 on Hashima Island, Japan, the same island housing SCP-3220 Panopticon II. It was found by Foundation personnel investigating local legends regarding the ghost of a woman killed there by a jilted lover. While investigating the basement level of an abandoned warehouse, agents observed SCP-3693 pressed against a glass divider, following them when their eyes were closed. Further investigation of site discovered an abundance of crushed concrete debris and twisted rebar, as well as several floor drains clogged with blood and fecal matter. The corpse of a woman with a broken neck was recovered nearby. After securing SCP-3693 and moving it off-site, Foundation agents returned to the warehouse to continue their examination of the site. An investigation into the identity of the recovered corpse is underway. So, this far we have SCP-173, the rebar and concrete sculpture that breaks your neck when not observed and secretes a mix of fecal matter and blood. We have SCP-3220, an underground panopticon built by the Department of Abnormalities and used to house similar sculptures, with the one sculpture missing and a skeleton of a guard with a broken neck. Finally, SCP-3693 is a statue of a woman, visible with your eyes closed, found on the same island as the SCP-3220 in a basement filled with crushed concrete debris and rebar, and with a woman's skeleton nearby, again with a broken neck. With all this, I see a story that started as a love story and ended in horror. A woman rejected a man who got crazy up to the point of abducting her and hiding her in an abandoned warehouse. He held her in a room behind the glass, but later the fight emerged and he broke her neck. Going crazy, he started making sculptures of her of rebar and concrete, trying to capture the memory of her, getting more and more obsessed in the process. This obsession transferred to the sculptures, later contained by the Department of Abnormalities, and after some time his spirit condensed in one of the sculptures, wanting only one thing: to be looked upon and not be rejected, so everyone around should look at it with eyes open unless they want their neck broken. The woman's spirit was trapped in an anomalous statue with opposite properties that wants to look at you, but only when your eyes are closed. Or maybe these three stories are not related at all. It's SCP universe after all. A canon is anything you want to be a canon. So my guess here is as good as yours. Feel free to share your view on the events in the comments, if you like.